Hey guys, can you guys tell me how the audio is? Is the audio working fine, everybody? Gotta make sure.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea right about now.
Were you even streaming?
No, that's just me. I don't know
I'm
where
not
I
sure
copied.
it's working. It shows 0 viewers.
Oh no, it's working. It takes a while. It's like the YouTube viewer
And
where
no
it
one
just...
hears. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, it just takes a little bit. So I don't know where I copied that to. Let's go ahead and move this here. Hold on, guys. I'm just trying to find the right file for... Okay, guys, we have... Yep, there we go. That's the one. I copied the wrong one before. So let's go ahead and paste that there. And we're back! Yay! And yes, slick shaved! He doesn't look like a homeless person anymore. It's amazing.
Oh,
That was
goodness.
disgusting, man. It's just terrible. It definitely decreased your sex appeal by at least 18 notches.
Okay.
I mean, did you notice that no one on the live streams was even saying you were hot anymore? I mean, that should be all you need to know. Okay, hold on. Let me just make sure the focus is right so that we're not totally out of focus tonight.
Are the scenes working?
That looks about right? Everyone says that's good? Is that good?
No,
I'm
that's not
just
good.
kidding. I'm just
Okay.
kidding. No more technical difficulties tonight. We're all done with that. All done with that. Yeah, all done with that. How's that? Should be pretty good?
I think that's alright. We still look pretty washed out, I think. But
You look devilishly handsome, but there's nothing I can do about the lighting right now. It's done. And I'm like super white. Okay, fine. There's something I will do about the lighting because it's me. But if it's a problem with you, then I think you'll just have to live with it. Yeah, there we go. All right. So, welcome to the live stream, you guys. I'm at Linus Tech on Twitter. He's at something Slick PC on Twitter. So you guys do feel free to... Someone's asking us to remove all the moderators from your Twitch chat and reassign mods based on a screening process. I'm tired of 12-year-old mods. You know what? That's probably not a bad idea. What do you think? First order of business, once we get the forum up and running, is get sort of forum contributors as Twitch mods as well as being forum mods. Because honestly, I haven't even been paying that close attention to what they've been doing. Have you?
no, not at all.
I have no
idea.
no idea whatsoever. I do have something really cool. So just before we actually get started with anything, this is something that I've been incredibly excited about. If you guys follow me on Twitter, then you'll... Ow.
Oh.
I'm breaking everything. If you guys follow me on Twitter, then you'll already know about this, but check this out. This is a Thunderbolt enclosure. See, there's Thunderbolt interface at the back there. You guys can't really see it. It's not in focus. It's okay. Don't worry about it. There's 3 PCI Express slots in there. So this is the Magma 3T, which is a PCI Express Thunderbolt expansion box that I was hoping I could use to run external graphics on a notebook or on... Oh, here, hold on. Yeah, it's okay. I got it. That's just a DisplayPort cable. I've been trying things and trying other things, seeing if I can get a graphics card going with it. So it's been suggested to me that perhaps the sort of camera should be not pointed at the back of that monitor. There we go. We can just move over a bit. That if I try certain video cards or other video cards, Quadro 4000 was the one where I was eventually told that I should be able to get it working. Drivers in OS 10 and there should be no issues, but I tried it. Obviously I don't have OS 10, so what? Echo? Oh yeah, the small echo was my headphones that I was using to make sure that the sound was actually working this time, because I don't actually have speakers on this computer that I use to stream, because if I had speakers playing back everything, then you'd get an echo.
It works.
Yay! So why did I not notice the audio issue? Because I didn't notice the audio issue.
Because we have no audio.
I guess the real question is, why don't I ever notice the audio issue? What's your theory?
Well, the incredible amount of times that you've left a stream open is kind of bad.
A stream?
A stream in the background. Your own stream.
Oh, my own stream. Yeah.
But like that one.
I'm there because I'm trying to open the Twitch chat, and then while I'm going there to open the Twitch chat, the stream's not on, so it doesn't occur to me.
Yeah.
And again, because I don't have
Any audio
speakers on
yeah,
it,
yeah.
I don't realize. Maybe the trick is getting some closed headphones and then using those to something.
Well, we can have just something set up at the beginning of any stream.
Yeah, we could document processes. Check this out. I created a video publication guide. Here. You can read through, and you can actually do all those things now. Slick's just as bad as me, just so you guys know. Most of our editing mistakes are actually made by him, not by me. And see, look at... No, this has good stuff in it, so...
I'm not going to read it now. We're on a live stream. I'll read it later.
See, this is the kind of attitude I have to deal with. And, like, people who are supposed to be, like, helping me bring you guys the best tech content on the interwebs. And he's all like, yeah, I'll read it later.
But you can't just ignore the current goal, which is producing a live stream, which we're not really doing right now.
I'm producing a live stream. At the start, it wasn't a very good one, mind you. So yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry for all the audio issues. Right now, part of the problem is that I'm either using the shotgun mic on the XA10, or I'm using the lapel mic on the XA10. It actually bewilders me how many people tell me to use a lapel mic in videos where I am clearly wearing a lapel mic. Have you seen that before?
Yeah, yeah.
And it wasn't even subtle. Like, I'm wearing, like, not a black t-shirt, and it's, like, clipped in the middle of a t-shirt, and people are like, Linus, you should really invest in a good lapel. I have a $700 lapel mic. The problem is that it's wireless, and particularly in the old Tech Tips room, a little bit in the new Tech Tips room, and not pretty much at all in this room, there's some random interference, and I've tried changing channels, but every once in a while, like, I've started putting some bloopers into some of the videos that I've been editing because Slick apparently can't be arsed to edit videos these days. And you see some of the horrible, like noises that we get, and they'll just destroy shots. Like,
we've had to stop shooting because of it so many times.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So the ones that you guys hear are A, not as bad as what we're usually dealing with, and B, I've also gone in the video editing process, and I've taken that, like, frame or 2 frames and dialed the volume down to, like, 1/10, so that they're a lot less obnoxious and, like, ear...
Piercing? Ear piercing?
Yeah, piercing. That's the word I was looking for. So yes, I'm sorry for the audio issues. We're gonna figure out how to resolve it at some point. Part of the problem is Edsel's figuring out all of his finals right now, and we don't have any help whatsoever. And yeah, things are bad. Things are just sort of generally bad. So, Greg, what's our first discussion topic?
Let me see. One sec.
Sorry.
Well, Intel.
Yeah. Okay. Well, do we want to start that one before the YouTubers sort of tune in? Let me just see if the announcement video is live. Because I'm sure a lot of them saw the original announcement video and they were like, yeah, I guess.
Are we talking about AC routers? Or I guess.
Oh, that's not a bad one.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Let's give them a couple minutes because I think the first comment on that is a minute ago. And so obviously, you know, did you guys know that every person who posts first on one of my videos, I personally email them and I send them a video card? That's why people keep doing it. I can't think of another reason.
What about the time you commented first?
Well, I sent myself a
You
video.
sent yourself a video card?
I
Is that
need
how
a-
you got your 590?
Yeah, I need a video card once in a while. And because I'm me, I can game the system. I can be like, when's the really baller video card coming? And then I'll just be like, oh, it's sniped first.
Nice. You don't even have to, like, make a fake account. You just comment first on your own account.
Yeah.
On your own video.
And get this, I save on the shipping too.
Right, because then it's free.
Yeah, these people live all over the place. I mean, I can just, like, this is how I ship myself a video card. I'm just like, hey, Linus, you want a video card? I'm like, yeah, well, sure, no problem. Oh, well, okay. It's okay. It's only a, what is this? I don't even know. It's a 650 Power Edition. It's okay. All is well. Don't worry about it.
It would be even better if you went to the post office and then shipped it to yourself. So you could, like, get a present at the door.
I do love receiving parcels. That is one of the most satisfying things.
It's
like,
actually so awesome.
Remember, you're okay. Slick's younger than me, but I mean, do you remember getting letters?
No.
Oh.
Well, okay, I get letters from, like, my grandma. But I don't remember getting, like, I don't just get letters from friends.
Well, like, it wasn't often, but like when you're like 10, and like even when I got like a bank statement or something,
Yeah.
like just when your parents are like going through the mail and they're like, oh, one for you.
Oh, this is for
and
you. Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
It's way better than email. I hate email now.
You just get, like, 30 a day.
Email
Like,
should just die in a fire. Speaking of email that should die in a fire. Okay. Do you know anyone who uses their ISP's email account? Like, do you know anyone who actually, like my aunt, for example, not super tech savvy, it's her name at shaw.ca. And I'm just like, now what are you going to do?
I know someone who's super tech savvy that uses it.
Because I was thinking about this today. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but your Google account is tied permanently to your YouTube account, unless you have a much older account and you get grandfathered in. In fact, I changed the YouTube or the Google account associated with NCIX Tech Tips at one point, and I changed the one associated with Linus Tech Tips at one point, because I was trying to get it integrated with AdSense and something. But now I think they're locked in. And the Tech Quickie channel that I recently acquired, I had to acquire the Gmail account as well. And so that got me thinking, because I was thinking about this, and I was like, I actually recently bought a domain, and I've set up an email for myself under that domain. More about that later, by the way. Fascinating email I just got from Google. Yeah, like, awesome. So I set that up, and I was like, what if I forget to pay for this domain? Like, I'll be stuck. And I'm like, well, it's not as bad as those guys who are using their internet service provider. I mean, what if you actually used AOL for dial-up back in the day? Or like, my family, we used Sprint. My family actually used the email address clion1 at sprint.ca. And I'm like, I mean, at the time, I didn't know that that was such a terrible idea, but I mean, what does it say about you?
I've never used an ISP's email address. Not once, even when I was a kid.
I mean, is there...
My family didn't either.
I bet they did. I bet
Yes,
your parents
they did.
I bet your parents shared it.
Yes, they did, way back.
You know what? Here's our discussion topic, and I'd love to take this to Twitter, you guys. Email best practices. Things that just irk you. Like, why is it that old people don't understand that you don't forward chain letters?
Well, there's that, what is his name? He makes comics. Oh my goodness.
The Oatmeal?
The Oatmeal, yeah.
Yes, the Oatmeal's amazing, and I go to theoatmeal.com right now.
Yeah.
I promise it is not bikini-clad women fighting an oatmeal. Although that would be fine too. I mean, it's the internet. There's probably a site for it.
But he goes and talks about how like there's like pretty much whatever email you have, and you're in like the crap list, and then there's the people that have Gmail, and then there's the people that have their own domain.
Right. Okay. So I don't think I've seen that one.
It's pretty good.
I do love him, although I still have a Hotmail account.
Right.
But there's a legitimate reason for that. I used MSN a lot.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
It's tied into like forum accounts that are like 8 years old.
Yeah, for really legacy stuff. But usually you can change the email that's attached to it.
You can, but it's like just too much work. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna go in and like change.
I moved everything to my new Gmail, but I have a Hotmail, and I have a hotmail.co.uk, and I have a Outlook.
I have a hotmail.ca. I have Linus Sebastian at hotmail.ca.
I have CA as well.
Yeah,
basically.
So you're just domain squatting, basically, like email squatting.
Yeah. I want my naming convention.
Okay, so email best practices, things that irk you. Old people who don't understand chain letters.
Chain letters in general.
Health advice. Oh, like, you know what I got from my aunt once? I'm sorry, I know my aunt comes up a lot, but she's probably one of the least tech-savvy people I know. She actually sent me, I swear to God, this email had a 25 megabyte attachment. It was a PowerPoint presentation of like pictures of adorable animals. And I'm just like, this is the least efficient possible distribution medium for this. Why are you emailing this to me? And she was just like, I hope it made you... And the worst part is she'll actually call me and ask me if I read these emails. I'm just like, no! I did not read that email. Because it's horrible.
My grandpa sends out a lot of chain mails, but then he doesn't send them to like my brother, my dad, or myself. He'll send them to my mom. And then my mom will like filter through them and then just pass forward the okay ones. And then that's actually okay, but that's having like a human filter on part of it.
Right, and human filter's not a bad thing. I mean, I don't mind being someone's human filter. Like, again, my aunt, oh man. I have a feeling I'm going to be picking on her a lot here, but from time to time, she'll get one of those ones that's like, virus alert! Holy crap, your entire internet could be downloaded into the hard drive of the mainframe, and you need to back up your data now, and like that kind of stuff. She'll forward it to me. She'll be like, is this legit? And invariably, I'm like, no, and stop using the internet, please. She figured out text messaging on her own at one point. Anyway, let's go to Twitter. And let's have a look at what you guys think are some pretty irritating email best practices. Ah, that's a good one. Okay, yes. Will Miracle. Here, squeeze over so we can both share the spotlight.
I don't think I'm going to make my arm.
Yeah, why are you so wide?
Why are you so wide?
Well, it's because I have to move closer to the camera the more I move over here.
But I'm obviously not
here,
that big.
Well, okay, whatever then.
I don't think it's a big deal.
Okay, I'll do Q&A, or I'll do this. Okay, so Will says, I hate when people have goofy email addresses that they give out during a job interview. As someone who knows the HR manager at NCIX, let me tell you, if your email address on your resume is like cutiepie69@hotmail.com or something, you are not getting a job. Like, call it discrimination, call it whatever you want. They're not going to email you. They're not going to type that into a browser and send an email to that address. Not going to happen. Great one, Will. Isaac says 5 pages with absolutely no punctuation. You know what? That goes beyond email etiquette. That is internet etiquette. I try not.
That's etiquette. No punctuation. That's just life.
That's just
skills.
Rude.
Yeah.
That's just like rude and horrible. And speaking of things that are rude and horrible, yay! I got my remote control now. I mean, I try not to tweet like phenomenally stupid PMs that people send me, but did you get the one I tweeted the other day? Oh, it was awesome. It was like there was no punctuation. It was about this long, and the guy basically bought some Core 2 Duo or something, and he was asking me if I could do an overclocking guide and like a tutorial for like how to use like this motherboard and the CPU. I'm just like, and then he wanted me to email him the video once I was done making it. And I was just like, oh, dude, okay. For one thing, subscribe. I'm not emailing you when I'm finished making a video. Like, what am I going to do? Email 230,000 people every time I make a video? I've never made videos. And then number 2, there was no punctuation. And, like, it's like this old stuff, and I'm just like, oh, come on. Like, come on, man. What am I supposed to do to help you with this? To help you to
on
not
Twitter,
fail so
sometimes
hard?
I can excuse little things like punctuation if you're hitting your character count. If like you need that one character where the period could be or the comma, like
yes.
But if it's a short one,
there
then
are
it
some
should
that
be
are
done
still
properly.
inexcusable.
Yeah.
I will never accept DA as a shortened form of the.
Yeah, I agree.
No. I actually ignore those tweets. I won't read them.
I'd rather squeeze words together and just capitalize the second word.
Yeah, like I don't mind you for you. I don't mind like BC for because. Like there's ones that it's just like that's okay. But don't pretend to be a thug on the internet because you aren't. You're not a thug. And if you're a thug, then please don't come for me. But I have Slick to defend me. He's very large. He played football once. For like 8 years. That's a long time to play football. You must have gotten really tired. Okay, there's some general Q&A there. I hate when people get long emails from you. Ah, yes. We're getting really good ones tonight. Dylan says, I hate when people receive a page-long email from you and they respond with okay or lol. That's rude. And that, you know what? Actually, email, I don't run into that as much, but I am. Like when you're having a long conversation with like your girlfriend or your boyfriend or something is a perfect example where you can tell. Like you'll be like having a conversation and then all of a sudden you send them like this long drawn out thing and they're like lol. And you're like, you're watching a video on your computer right now. And they're like, yeah.
One thing, I was called out for that at one point in time, for just saying K way too much. Even though, like,
K.
And one thing I did to actually make it better was just, I say right.
That's not better.
But a lot of people...
Don't pull
perceive
that
it
with
better.
me.
I do.
Do you? Oh, crap.
It just, you automatically perceive it's longer, so you automatically
Is
think
that
it's
why
longer.
you do KK instead of K?
KK
Yeah,
also
you know
helps.
what? That one I noticed.
Of course, that one's not really trying, but like...
So that means it wasn't even worth the effort to type 5 characters. Because you were only willing to go for 2 of the same
Well, no, I
character.
say right when I'm typing on a keyboard. If I'm typing on my phone, I say KK. Because I usually type on my phone with one hand.
Yeah, you're fired.
Is it twice today?
Yeah, twice. Twice today.
Okay,
Twice today you've been fired. No, that's a good one. Oh, this is a great topic. I love this. My parents use ISP. I told them to stop. Yeah, I know.
I play way too many.
Why do we have so many emails? Combine them all into one. You know what? That's actually something I'm guilty of.
I do that though, kind of because I have like a huge list of emails, but they all port towards one, my Gmail, and then whenever I respond as that email and everything. So I use one email.
So I don't do that because I don't know how. And I could figure it out if I took like 10 minutes, but I just haven't.
It takes no time.
I know. So to be perfectly honest, like for years now, I've just been using my NCIX email as my primary email for everything.
Oh, but then you have the same problem
which
as
is
people use
way,
ISPs.
Which is way worse than an ISP-based one. Like, way worse. Because with an ISP, at least you can be like, oh yeah, I'm going to cancel my service in 6 months and I'll, figure everything out. Whereas if it's a job, they can just turn off your email.
Wow.
Not only that, but because NCIX uses Google Apps, I have like Google Docs that have like all my game CD keys and stuff that are tied to my NCIX.
Way to be a hypocrite. Gee.
I know. No, I fixed it all recently. But I was doing that for the longest time. And so people wouldn't know where to email me because my personal email address is my personal email address, but I never check it. Like by the time I cleaned it up like a few months ago, I had something like 7,000 unread emails. Most of them were like newsletters from motorcycle gear shops and stuff, like nothing relevant. And then I have ones that I've just opened and then used once and then never looked at again. And then I've got all of the... Actually, no, I legit need a lot of email accounts because I have all of my Gmail accounts that are tied to YouTube accounts.
Right. So how many people does that apply to?
I have like 8 of them.
But like, not that many people have that many YouTube accounts.
Right. So yeah, that's a really good one. People have too many email accounts and you never know how to reach them. All right, I guess I'm screwed as mine is I play way too many video games.
People who fanboy over things because their product is mainstream and his picture is a character from League of Legends.
And you're saying I don't think League of Legends is mainstream.
It's the most played game in history.
That doesn't make it mainstream necessarily. Actually, no. See, this is a good topic. If you need a jacket, it's right there.
I'm fine.
I would make the argument that mainstream is something like Internet Explorer, whereas Internet Explorer actually is not the #1 in terms of market share.
Okay.
So I would say that a game
but the default MOBA, if someone's going to play a MOBA, they're going to...
Okay, NHL 2012 is mainstream, but
Okay.
League of Legends, I would say, is more of like a hardcore style game that lots of people play.
Okay, but if you play PC games, because you're basically pulling out just console games right now.
Okay, hold on. Let me find a PC game for you. Peggle. It's a game. Plants vs. Zombies.
You play Peggle.
Plants vs. Zombies. Then.
You play
Plants
Peggle.
vs. Zombies.
I don't think Plants vs. Zombies is nearly as mainstream as League of Legends.
Okay, hold on. Let me think of a mainstream PC. Crap, this is terrible. I mean, that's the state of PC gaming. You can't even come up with a mainstream PC game if you try.
That's like just a PC game?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, you're fine. That's good. Thank you.
Completely different genre.
Doesn't matter. We're talking. Yeah, but you can have a genre of movie that's like you can have you can have an obscure action movie that lots of people watched. Like I would argue, Blade Runner is not mainstream, even though lots of people watched it.
But pretty much everyone's heard of it. So does that make it mainstream?
No, not necessarily.
Why
I would
not?
say because here, example of a mainstream movie would be something like Dumb and Dumber. That is a mainstream movie.
So tons of people have watched it.
So I guess it's like not necessarily, but it's like it's got
Everyone's heard of League of Legends.
It's got like Jim Carrey in it.
Everyone's heard of League of Legends.
I guarantee you, my wife hasn't heard of League of Legends. Not mainstream, but she'll have heard of an NHL game.
Well, it's freaking NHL game.
Right, but that's my point. She's heard of World of Warcraft, but she has not heard of League of Legends.
I wouldn't be too surprised if she has heard of League of Legends. League of Legends is freaking huge.
You know what? We're doing this.
Oh my goodness.
Hey Vaughn, are you feeding the baby? Can you come here for a minute? Thanks, hon.
You're gonna bring her on camera?
She doesn't have to go on camera. Here, just stand at the door if you don't want to go on camera.
It can kind of see the door.
What?
You
Like
can
right
kind
in
of
the
see
door?
the door. a
No,
little
no, it's
bit.
okay. If she doesn't come through the door, then it should be fine. I'll just
Okay.
stand here. I hope the audio still picks up okay from here. Are you scrolling through? No, don't go to the top. We were getting good ones. Those are all the ones about the email thing. Okay, here. Okay, so we have to settle a dispute.
Okay.
Have you heard of the game World of Warcraft?
Yes.
Can you talk loud so they can hear you?
Yes.
Okay, have you heard of the game League of Legends?
Yes.
Well, thanks for that.
Why?
I lost.
It's so ridiculously well known.
Wait, what? Hold on, what? How could you possibly have heard of League of Legends?
I heard Luke talk about it.
Oh, she heard... No, she heard Slick talk about it. That does not count.
That totally counts.
No, it doesn't.
That totally counts.
You're a total gamer nerd.
It doesn't matter.
So the fact that you talked
Everyone
about
knows a total gamer nerd.
it... Oh, no they don't.
Yeah, they do.
No they
Yeah,
don't.
they do.
Oh, I'm eating my mangoes. Okay, let's find some more... Oh, yes, when people type every word with a capital letter. That's the worst thing ever.
Yeah,
That's just wrong. That's...
My grandpa does that. Oh, the beginning of... He means the beginning of every word.
Yeah.
My grandpa just caps locks
Oh,
absolutely everything.
No, caps lock is like...
It feels like he's yelling at me.
That's terrible. You know what's another one that irks me? When people share emails. Old people do
Oh,
it.
and Facebooks. Oh my goodness, like I don't care that you just got married. You're just... I don't care. Just keep your separate freaking Facebooks.
Yes, I know. It's like combining email is like the new like getting a joint bank account.
Yeah.
It's like, no, actually, I sent an email to like my guy friend, part of this couple, because that's who I want to talk to. That's who
Yeah.
this email is relevant to.
Yeah.
That's what email is. And then, I mean, remember, email, electronic mail. When was the last time you addressed a letter to two people that's anything other than a Christmas card? That's
It's
what
just a card or like an invitation or something.
it's called CC. Oh, that one drives me crazy. Okay. I love this topic of conversation, and hopefully everyone else likes it as much as I do, but
They seem to.
it's quite possible that they don't, so... You know what? Do you want to check the Twitch chat really quick and just make sure they don't hate it? It's one of the, Yeah. Yeah, seems like it's all good. Can you make it go away now? Thank you. Alright, what else we got? Stuff people hate about emails.
Putting stupid email addresses on business cards.
Yes, you
Although
should
I
never...
haven't.
That's right up there with resume.
Have you seen it though? I have. You get way more business cards than I do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen it. Particularly like at CES, there's always like some weird guy running around who does like game casting or like like some weird media thing where it's like one guy or two guys, and they think it's hip to have like an email address that's like, I don't care about authority at like their domain.com or like something like that. It's like, it's a business card. It's like professional.
Yeah.
Although Diesel had a mock-up business card that he created for a class.
That was really cool.
That was really funny.
Yeah.
What did it say on it?
I don't remember what it all said, but it was really good.
I think it said
He
sometimes,
showed us that on the first day.
I think it said like sometimes I don't eat people or something like that. Like it was just ridiculous.
But it was funny
Like
and
beyond
on
ridiculous.
point.
And he wasn't being serious. He wasn't handing me his business card. Like he was like, yeah, I think this is funny. This
I
is
did
a
this
project
for a
I was
project.
working on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what push-pull can... Okay, no, we're not talking about that right now. I get a new email every 5 minutes. PMing with in-law, phone rings, it's her. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, funny pictures that were posted like a billion years ago. John Paul's with me about his aunt. Okay. Hey, Patrick. Shout out to you for tuning in on your birthday. Awesome. And these aren't candies, they're dried mangoes. They're absolutely amazing, but they're like $13. This is the first time I bought them in like 2 years. You know what? I don't have any comments on the 8970 or the 8990. We'll comment when the embargo lifts, once we've actually got the card in hand and we've like tested it. Oh my goodness! GeForce Experience. We didn't talk about this last week, did we? Have you heard of the GeForce Experience?
No.
Oh.
I've been in like school zone for a while.
The internal code name for it at NVIDIA was the GF Experience. Wait for it. Yeah. But anyway, the GeForce Experience, or the GF Experience, is really cool. So what it does is it's basically like a driver download that babysits your entire computer for you. So think of it in terms of like an optional setting. So it's not the same conversation we had last week about like soldered CPUs, where it takes the choice away. It's an optional thing. You don't have to install it. That will configure your system according to what CPU and what GPU you have for every game. And it will optimize the settings so that you don't end up playing at a rubbish frame rate or with crap details and 200 FPS because you don't know any better. It automatically keeps your drivers updated. And it just makes all these changes completely in the background without you knowing. I remember going over to my little brother's house.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to bring up.
He has a GTX 275, and he was running some crap Call of Duty game at 1680 by 1050, low details, because he didn't know any better. I turned it all up for him. He was like, whoa, this looks way better now. And that's what happens. I think people not configuring games properly is killing PC gaming, is one of the things that's killing PC gaming. Disagree or agree?
It could totally be, because a lot of people are worried about their FPS, so they just crank it to the bottom and let it rip.
And people who don't think the graphics on PC are better than the graphics on a console.
Just completely wrong.
Which is completely wrong. I mean, even COD games look better on a PC.
Okay, you gotta see, I'll show you like after the live stream or something, some guy posted, I'm not gonna necessarily say where, but whatever, SKYRIM after 100 mods. And he downloaded 100 mods that changed just like little tiny tweaks of how the graphics work. It's incredible. Like, it's like hard to reference that it's the same game just because the details are so freaking amazing.
Really?
And like, he's like, oh yeah.
That was for Xbox,
like,
right?
No, PC. But he's got like, he's
PS3? Just kidding. Sorry.
He's got like a pretty sick rig and it pushes it pretty hard, but it looks incredible. Best looking game I've ever seen after SKYRIM after 100 mods, which is like, that's a crazy amount of mods, but still you can do it.
And that's the other thing too, is GeForce Experience should be able to predict with a reasonable degree of accuracy. Remember, NVIDIA has like some kind of supercomputer thing going on where it's capable of simulating any graphics card, any configuration. Do you know about this?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, they have like this uber configuration that can just emulate any computer ever. And that's how they do their validation for graphics drivers and for testing things like GeForce Experience to find out they can run any game on this, on any configuration, and then they can just create their own internal, what makes it look best, and they actually do, they have people hands-on tweaking it as well, which is really, really cool. So they can predict with a reasonable degree of accuracy how it's going to run, and then what I'd love to see for something like this in the future, because remember, out of everyone, who has more invested in the PC as a hardcore gaming platform than NVIDIA?
Yeah, for sure.
They don't even have a CPU business to fall back on.
No.
They have Tegra now. But unlike AMD, they've got gamers. I mean, they have things like Tesla, but gamers are still what drives that development of GeForce graphics cards, of GeForce processors. So you look at it and you go, so what? Next generation, maybe they figure out, oh, you've got graphics horsepower to spare. Let's let's suggest some mods for you. And then all of a sudden you could turn this into a platform that not only optimizes your driver setting for a game, but actually optimizes the PC gaming experience. So you never have to deal with ever again something like launching a game which then launches at 800 by 600 and you have to go and manually like...
It doesn't like properly detect. It would be nice too because like not even for... We're talking about our own use. But realistically, you and me are probably going to want to configure it ourselves.
I'll probably change it anyway because I have a pretty crap tolerance for frame dips.
Yeah.
So I won't be looking at what's my FPS right now while I'm doing nothing. I'll be like, did I see it dip? Crank everything back down.
And that'll be slightly different for me because in single player games, I don't actually care quite as much. I want it to look amazing.
Still drives me crazy.
And then in like FPS games or multiplayer games, I usually drop quite a bit just so that I never see a frame rate loss or anything like that. But then this is going to be awesome for like, oh, I just built the computer for my buddy who wants to start playing freaking whatever, Star Citizen with me, but is going to start playing everything.
Yep.
I want to just load this piece of software and just forget about it and he's going to be good. Like, that'll be cool.
And this is the kind of thing that really is going to be the future of how guys like NVIDIA and AMD are going to differentiate themselves from each other.
Yeah.
Because you look at what AMD is doing right now with Never Settle, where you're getting Far Cry 3, Hitman Absolution, and Sleeping Dogs with
Yeah.
a high-end card, plus 20% off the upcoming Medal of Honor game, which is insane. Like, seriously, guys, if you don't have a high-end graphics card, go buy a 7950 right now, because it comes with 3 games that are worth over $100 in total. Like, you could agree that's $100. And
They're both $60. They're all 3 of them. No, Sleeping Dogs I think is now $49.
yeah.
The other 2 are both $59.
Yeah, so like crazy value, and I think that the entire internet agrees that Far Cry 3 is just outstanding.
It's amazing. Oh my goodness.
So that alone, like,
it's so much
if
fun.
you're a gamer, you should be playing that game, right?
It's so much fun.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really good.
So basically, yeah, go buy a 7950 right now. But on the other hand, you look at what Nvidia is doing, where I think they're bundling Assassin's Creed 3 and Borderlands 2, which are both legit enough titles, with some cards.
Okay, yeah.
Some cards, and it depends on the retailer. Like NCIX, I know, has some cards that come with both. So they're doing that, and then they're driving things like Stereo 3D, which, whether you like it or not, Stereo 3D is not going away. I mean, the form of it might change, but it's not going away, and they have way better support than AMD. Things like GeForce Experience, things like PhysX. So they're pushing like the technology, and it'll be interesting to see which one works out better in the long run.
Yeah.
But I don't have a clear answer for that. So yeah, GeForce Experience. I haven't tried the beta yet, and I've heard there are still some issues, but it's in beta. And based on where NVIDIA doesn't always do everything perfect the first time. I mean, look at how long it's taken PhysX to have a serious impact on a game, like it does in Borderlands 2 or in Arkham City.
Well, Borderlands 2 is kind of...
It makes a difference.
Yeah, but
whether you like how they're doing it or not.
But the technology making a difference and them going through and manually removing things for certain people.
Okay. So that's a whole other debate. But the I guess, okay, but something like GeForce Experience I don't mind.
Yeah.
Because it's not like an AMD card user is going to install GeForce Experience, which will dial down all their settings. Although...
That'd be hilarious. That'd be so hilarious if they just like set all your settings to minimum. Again.
And every NVIDIA fanboy on the entire internet found a way to take every like AMD card user's computer and secretly install the GeForce Experience on it. So the game just crashes, and then like a legit looking error message comes up, and it's like, it looks like you're not running a GeForce graphics card. And then there's like a link to buy one. It's like,
on
no,
sale now.
not good, not right. Not how it needs to work. Hey, this is a really good point from Jared. I work for our country's largest ISP, and I hate supporting ISP mail. It's useless. Leave it to the pros. And I think the problem with supporting ISP mail is the people who are using it more than anything else. It's like, how do I integrate this into Outlook Express? And they'll like call you, right? It's like, oh.
Leave me alone.
Why are you using Outlook Express? Ah. My mom used to use Outlook Express. Okay, I think we're down to where we left off. So does this have a page up? Oh, it does. No way. So cool. Oh my goodness! Look at all these emails. This thing has a mouse on it.
Emails.
Or,
Did you not know
Twitter.
that had a mouse on
You know what? Screw you.
it? You use that all the time.
Well, no, I don't. I only ever used it as like a remote. Remember, I opened the package for this
Right.
the first day we recorded on the thing.
Didn't
No,
you have a different one that had a little mouse on it though?
that's not even
From
like the same
Azio?
thing. No, that's Sudeco.
Oh, okay.
And that one's like an air mouse, so you just go like this and you
okay.
point at that stuff.
Okay.
Okay. You know what? Okay, let's do some more Twitter Q&A for a little bit, and then you get started with Twitter Q&A, and then I'm going to go find... I had a couple other topics I really wanted to talk.
We still
Oh, we have to do the Intel one.
And Intel.
Oh, and AC, and the new YouTube. Okay, no, we got lots of topics. Okay. Okay, don't worry, guys. Lots of topics. Nah, you do Twitter Q&A for a bit. I'm hungry anyway. Go, take my seat. I'll be back.
How do you even...
You guys have to tweet me if he says anything rude or disrespectful about me while I'm gone.
Oh my goodness.
You can't read from there, can you?
No, I have
Do you
really
need
bad
your...
eyes.
Do you need your glasses?
I don't have them here. I'll make do.
Sorry.
Best onboard audio I've ever heard on a laptop was probably the MSI Ice Power. Is it called Ice Power?
Dyne Audio.
Dyne Audio. Who's got
Yeah.
Ice Power?
Way better. I don't know what Ice Power.
I don't remember who has Ice Power, but the MSI Dyne Audio one is like super legit.
Way better than anything else I've encountered. I've never heard Beats Audio though.
I've got a friend at school that has one. It isn't one of the high-end laptops. It's one of the more business-oriented laptops, and I didn't really notice the difference. But it has, like, bass on the bottom. But
Like a sub?
yeah.
I
But
was trying to go
if
with
I'm on my
something.
laptop, I'm probably listening to headphones anyway, so it doesn't really help.
What do you mean it doesn't help? I've...
Having a subwoofer on the bottom?
Okay. Well, no, but I mean, it would help if the audio chipset was better.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying, but I didn't notice a difference with headphones.
There's a cat. Look at the camera. This is why I haven't actually left yet. The cat got into the garage.
Okay, let's see. No, I do not think the world will end. I'm surprised that was actually a question. Can you post SKYRIM thing video description on YouTube? I don't think we'll post it on YouTube. But if people spam me on Twitter so I don't forget, I will post a link to the guy's blog or whatever it is that has the 100 mods, because it's pretty epic. I'm planning that as a project over Christmas break. I want to set up my Skyrim with 100 mods and just look at how ridiculously fantastic it is. Get an Asus Zoner STX, Alex at Chicken Win. That card is amazing. I have 595s, which are pretty damn close to 598s, and we did some sound card testing, and I could tell a difference moving up to the Zoner STX. With most lower-end headphones, I couldn't really tell a difference moving up to that high end of a sound card, but with something like 598s or 595s, you can really tell a difference. When are you going to do promise response time? That response time video will happen. We're just really busy right now. I'm in finals. I've got tons of finals next week. Once that's over with, we'll probably look into more of that style of content videos that we've been talking about for a long time. Move into a lot of those. Console and PC gamer rant? I don't know. There's reason for both. And, like, the thing is, it's pointless because everyone likes their medium more because of X or Y reason. So there's no really point in arguing with that person because they like it for whatever preference it is. So just, I don't know. Let them enjoy it. It's a video game. We should all be happy gamers anyways, but oh well. Downloaded GeForce Experience today. It actually worked pretty good with my games. I can tell a difference. That's pretty good to hear. I'm definitely going to look into grabbing it and trying it out, at least so that I can tell people my opinion on it. But again, I'm going to finals soon, so probably after that. I'm 100% sure we'll do a video on it when it's actually released. We might even do a video on it while it's in beta. Not entirely sure. Not entirely sure what you're talking about, Kearns Noel. Am I doing a video about Windows 8 and Steam shortcuts? I don't know. New YouTube layout is horrible. Oh my goodness. I don't usually like the YouTube layout changes. Facebook changes are usually alright, but YouTube layout changes I've never really liked. Talking about YouTube layout changes.
How'd you get on a topic without me?
Someone asked.
Someone asked.
Yep.
Just because someone asked something, now all of a sudden we're going to talk about it? What do you think this is? Some kind of Q&A session?
Yeah.
Oh, this is weird. I'm on your side. It's like...
Now you look so small.
Okay, good. Okay, not to get into sort of too much... Wow, we look the same size now. You're so large. Not to get into too much detail, but like, have you ever switched sides in the bed?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird, right? No, when Yvonne was pregnant, she couldn't lay on one side or something because of like the baby or something. Like it makes it so it can't breathe or like its heart something.
Oh, okay.
Like it blocks an artery or something.
Right,
Like
yeah.
you have to sleep a certain way during certain parts of the pregnancy. I'm sorry if this is too much detail for you guys, but like we had to switch sides, and I was just like sitting there in bed, and I'm like, whoa, I don't understand how this works. Okay, here's another one. Do you ever drink from the faucet? Like just turn it on and just drink from it?
Yeah.
Okay, pretend this is a faucet. Go ahead, drink from it. Okay, try this tonight. Put your head the other way.
I already know it's gonna be weird.
Oh no, it's like You know how it's weird when you fold your hands the wrong way? It's 10 times weirder than that. Because you'll be like, you won't know how to get the water. I swear. Go ahead, you guys. Those of you watching the live stream, maybe after we have the YouTube layout changes topic discussion, but go try this. Go find a sink and put your head the wrong way, because it's ridiculous. Okay, how far have you gotten into YouTube layout changes?
I just started.
Okay, just started. YouTube layout changes are the most ridiculous thing ever, and I'm going to show you why.
Tunnel, infinite tunnel.
Yeah, I'm sorry for that, you guys. Oh, right. No, that's not what to do. I understand why this isn't working. There we go. All right, so number one.
You're not even signed in.
Oh, I'm not signed in?
You gotta be signed in for it to be as horrible as it is.
Well, it's still horrible.
Oh, I know.
I love how my 24-inch monitor has all this blank space here, which is flippin' brilliant. And, what account am I going to be able to sign into?
Yeah, they justified left. They just, like, shove everything way off into the left. I don't think...
I think I have two-step on this. I don't care if they email me here. I'm just going to ignore it, you guys, just so you know. I will not read your email. I don't even check this email. Actually, going back to our multiple emails thing.
Yeah.
I used this email once for, like, contest submissions.
And he doesn't even push emails to a different email, so you will legitimately not get that.
Yeah, I actually legit won't get it.
You know what's actually really cool? If you want a throwaway email address that actually will work, like you can register on websites with it and stuff, go to notsharingmy.info. It's an actual website, and you can sign up for email accounts that are some random username at notsharingmy.info, and they're legitimate email accounts, so you can use them for like trash.
We might have a problem. Oh, never mind. It's okay. Because I was thinking maybe that was why this wasn't working. Because I'm pretty sure I'm entering the right password here. What the heck? Oh, I entered the wrong username. Herp derp. There we go.
If you're tuning in now, we'll be talking about YouTube UI very soon.
Yeah, very soon. As soon as here. Let me go get that code. In the meantime, you entertain. Do a dance or something.
No. I'll pass.
Sing.
No. Twitter. 1 second, guys. Sorry. I drink from both sides depending on where I am. Oh, I should probably move. Hello. You back already?
Yeah, I'm
you
back
get
already.
it?
Yeah, I'm good. Why do you keep taking my chair?
Because it's
like you're some kind of homeless person, and all I have to do is move away from my house for like 2 seconds, and you like take it.
Imagine people just stole houses.
That would actually... That's the smartest thing ever. Why do we even make YouTube videos? Let's just steal houses.
Steal houses?
Yeah.
Just flip houses that we steal?
Yeah.
Sounds legit.
Okay. Switch again, because this is weird. It feels like I just switched sides in the bed with you. Okay, back to why the YouTube is horrible now. All right.
Sweet.
There we go. Let me just check on Twitch, make sure we got on XSplit. All right. So what's horrible about this? Number of things. So now that I'm signed in, you can see there's actually more blank space here, which is amazing. I love the what to watch. I actually went through this earlier today. So it's got my other channel. It's got something from Logan, which is fine. I got no problem with that. It has some old video from Logan, which is like, this is a couple months old at this point. I'm like, okay, how is this at the very top of my feed? There was some other stupid stuff. Check this out. My own video. Recommended for me. My own video. I mean, you were in it. Like, guys.
That's actually hilarious.
I turned to them on. Okay. Guys, my own video recommended for me. Brilliant, right? It's sort of your video too. You were in it, but... ridiculous. Okay, so let's keep going. Like, I actually spent a fair bit of time playing with this today, prepping this topic, because it's just ridiculous. So, you know, channels that I have as, like, my recommended channels. So it's kind of like, yeah, I'm aware of this channel already. Like I know about Linus cat tips, but thank you. Wait, what? Wrong thing. There. I hope... Ah, shoot. See, I can't monitor XSplit when we're... There we go.
We should get a second monitor.
I know. We totally need one. Okay, so there's some badminton videos. That's fine. But I'm subscribed to that. And check this out. 10 months ago, this video is from.
Wow.
This is in the top of my what I should watch feed. Like, is it paying attention at all? some NCIX Tech Tips thing. It's got stuff I've watched already. It knows I've watched it, and it's from 2 days ago, and it's apparently way down here and something. So yeah, I think the worst part is recommending me to watch my own video.
Okay, my least favorite thing, if you look on the left here, my subscriptions.
Yes.
If you go there, and then you check, where is it? Uploads only. So it's already 2 full loads that I have to go through. And then if, not now because audio issues and whatnot, if you click on a video and then go back, it loses this preference. And you have to click on my subscriptions.
Well, here, let's do it. Yeah, we'll do it.
Only.
Okay, so we go back.
Unless they already fixed it.
Unless they already fixed that. Hold on. My subscriptions, uploads only.
So they must have already fixed it. I did that like immediately on rollout.
Okay, hold on. I've got some good ones. Okay, so when you go to the home page, where's the viral videos?
Oh, there you go.
See, this is my home page.
There you go. If you go to the home page.
Where?
So you have to go like, I don't know. That's kind
Okay, so where are my viral videos, you guys? Like, where's the Ray William Johnson video that's hot today? Where's the, video about some world event that's going on that's hot today, that's trending?
Because the default menu is not my subscriptions, and the default menu is not
even then,
uploads.
Even if it was my subscriptions, that's terrible too, because what if it's a channel I'm not subscribed to? What if I just want to see what's hot on YouTube right now? Oh, and recommended channels, this is great. So my top recommended channel is Gay Penis, which I clicked on just because I was curious. Why is this recommended for me? He has one video called Ear Rape, and it's just like a horrible noise. And I'm like, why would...
Doesn't he only have 674 subscribers?
Yes.
So how did that possibly get...
Okay, then there's my own channel. Then there's something, I don't know what this is. Tim Minchin, I've watched a bunch of his videos. So that one's the one legit one. Tech of Tomorrow, okay, legit. I'm a tech guy, so... And then Kerbal Space Program, which it's like... irrelevant. It's that stupid game that like you make the Kerbals go spit. Yeah. So okay. So there's that. Now get this. So then there's my subscriptions, which seems to be broken too because it's not all the latest ones. Like I'm pretty sure Newegg TV has had more stuff in the last 2 days than that. Okay, so fine. Social. Get this. So this is the most blatant, horrible integration of Google Plus that I've yet seen. Like Gmail doesn't have anything like this. What the heck is this? Like, what is this?
I haven't looked at it. I have
No, it's terrible. Basically, it's just random, like, Google Plus crap that if I really wanted to know if someone on my Google Plus liked something on Google Plus on YouTube, I would go to Google Plus and I would look at that. Like, this is just blatant integration of something nobody wants into something that everyone wants. And I mean, I understand why they're doing it, but...
Well, it's buried in a sub-menu, though.
Yes.
So at least it doesn't bug you.
Meanwhile, there's fundamental stuff that's still broken. This kills me. This is what, guys, this is why I hate YouTube PMs. So check this out. This is how many PMs I get. This is going back to the 5th. So in the last 2 days, I've gotten this many PMs, which is worse when I'm replying to them. Like when I reply to them, they come in really fast. We're all the way back to the 4th now. So 100 PMs in the last sort of 4 or 5 days. That plus Twitter, plus email, plus everything, it just adds up. So this is what I hate about this. Remember, this is the company that brought you Gmail, the conversation-based email thread thing, okay? Why is it that, here, I'm going to find something that's a reply. Here, why does this not have any other information in it?
You can't expand, you can't view other messages or anything.
So guys, don't message me on YouTube. Do not do it. Because what happens is I might reply to you, and you'll say something like, hey Linus, here's my configuration, what video card should I get? To which I will reply 7770, for example. And then you'll reply back to me a few days later. Remember, I've read another 80 YouTube messages alone by then.
Let alone like
with something
1,000 Twitter messages and whatever else.
But is my power supply enough for that? And I'll be like, guy, I have no idea what you're asking me. I have no idea what power supply you have me. So then I have to send back another message, typing out, explaining that I'm not going to be able to help you. And then you have to send me another message, and all of a sudden it turns, this is why we need a forum. Like then I'm just going to send like a copy-paste reply to everyone who messages me. Join the forum, join the forum, join the forum. Because I can't manage this. Like, it's totally impossible. And I think I just messed up the... Nope, there we go.
By
Okay.
the way, forum's coming. I need to at least like finish finals first, which are coming up soon. Once I finish finals, work on the forum will start up again.
Okay, so meanwhile, they're not even fixing fundamental stuff like how broken private messaging is. Oh yeah, here's another good one. This is friggin' awesome. So I think I have to go back to messages. Yes, contact notifications. I have 1,500 of them. Watch what happens if I actually try to accept them.
It only adds that little bit.
Yeah, it adds like 2 or 3 or something. And it's like, great, thanks for that. So that's broken. Comments shows me only a small fraction of the actual comments that get posted on my video, which is fine, I guess, because
So many
it's
comments.
unmanageable anyway. Shared with you, I totally ignore those. Yeah, so ridiculous. Okay, so back to the homepage, back to other things that are wrong. Watch later, watch history. Right, so I can't find anything viral. Social, I would have thought would have been like viral stuff. Manage subscriptions is fine. Browse channels. This is the kicker. And this is where it went from being annoyed to being mad. Like, okay, here. I cannot emphasize enough how mad I am about what you guys are about to see. So get this. So we've got a whole bunch of different topics. It's always been sorted by topic, and I mean, do you remember when there used to be awards? Like there was like top 10 in Canada or top.
That was really cool.
Those were really cool. I liked those because I always won them. But they were never accurate, so I don't know if I ever legit actually won them. Like I was #1 most viewed in Canada once, and there's no way. Like there's just no way. Okay, so we got recommended for you. We got animation, automotive, beauty and fashion. Oh, really? No way. This is in alphabetical order. That is the worst way of sorting things ever. Oh, I didn't even notice that
I didn't
before.
notice that either.
That's terrible. Oh, okay. So Top Gear, Motor Trend, Car and Driver. These all make sense. Beauty and fashion. I have no idea which ones are the good ones. Celebrities and gossip. Okay, so we got Ray William Johnson there. Film and entertainment. We got Ray William Johnson there. Lulz and interwebs. We got Ray William Johnson. What category is he not in? Okay, so there's that. Now get this. Comedy doesn't have Ray William Johnson for some reason, but does have Epic Mealtime, which I would argue is not really very funny, but is definitely cooking and definitely not health. Okay, so there's that. There were some glaring omissions that I noticed from TV. Gaming. Where is PewDiePie?
Isn't he the most biggest person on YouTube?
He is number 10 for most subscribed on YouTube. He is number 2 for the gaming category, behind only Machinima at this point.
Oh, okay.
He is the fastest I mean, okay, I can't watch his videos. Let me make that clear. I'm not a bro.
Ugh.
Okay? Not a bro.
Ugh. I hate them.
However, you can't argue with results. He is the fastest growing channel on YouTube, even bigger than, what's her name? Jenna Marbles, who is number 2 right now. And somehow, YouTube has overlooked him in the gaming category. Where is he exactly? There are channels here that have literally 1/4 to 1/8 as many subscribers as he does. Daily views for him is in the millions, like 4 or 5 million views per day. And somehow he's not a top featured gaming channel. It's like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Music. Okay, you can say whatever you want about Justin Bieber and
But he should be there.
But he should be there. He's the #1 music channel behind Universal Music. Like, I actually pay attention to this stuff. Where is Justin Bieber here? Not there. Okay, now this is the part that... Okay, here. Get this. Okay, so it should be noted that I'm on Location Canada, and the results change a little bit if I go to Worldwide. Here's another glaring omission. Where's the USA?
What?
You cannot manually select USA as a location. No, it's not there. Trust me, it is not there. Okay, so let's go worldwide just for lulz. Actually, oh no, hold on. Oh shoot, no, let's go back. I want to stay Canada for now. Sorry guys, trust me, I'm going somewhere with this. I'm getting to the part that made me mad soon. Okay, Canada. Here. So back to Canada. All right. So we've established that there seem to be some omissions in terms of the rankings of things. So let's go back to tech. So I'm not here. I can swallow that, I guess. Although this creators project thing with 43,000 subscribers seems kind of sort of like it doesn't need to be there. Okay. So I'm Location Canada. Where am I? Where am I, Slick? I'm not there.
I didn't know Texilla was Canada.
I don't think any of these things are Canada. I noticed all of Google's channels are here.
iJustine is very definitely not Canada.
Very definitely not Canada.
Soldier Knows Best is not.
Very definitely not Canada indeed. You know what else is missing? So they've got HTC. Where's Samsung Mobile? They've got Newegg.com, which is clearly not Canada.
No.
So you could make the argument, okay, so one of the things that was suggested to me was, well, Linus, you're logged in as yourself. Obviously, it's not there. And I went, okay, where's NCIX.com? Where's the other channel I maintain that I am clearly not logged in as?
And like, you can say, oh, you're just complaining about your own thing, but there's a billion people here.
Okay, there's guys with like
subscribers.
39,000 subscribers here.
39,000, 41,000.
I mean, there was one that I was looking at. I forget which one it was. Shoot, I don't even remember. But it was one that's getting like 1,000 views a day. Like, we're talking a channel that is 1/100th the size of what I'm doing on one of my channels alone. So about 1/200th of what they're doing together. So I'm like, okay, where am I? So I kind of went, okay, well, they've clearly got the regions all mixed up. So let's go ahead and change to location worldwide, shall we? So this is how broken this is. Where's Justin Bieber? Where's PewDiePie? They're in there, by the way. So now, where am I? Oh, still not there. We have stuff in here with 5,000 subscribers. There's a channel called Samsung Galaxy S2 with 5,000 subscribers that's in here.
7,000.
Yes. There are incredibly small channels. Neither Linus Tech Tips nor NCIX.com are in here.
That's crazy.
Isn't it? So I actually sent an email to partner support today. I was just like, guys, I couldn't help noticing that I've been a YouTube partner for like, 3.5, 4 years now, and my channel's not a recommended channel under tech, which is sort of clearly the category that I'm in. So yeah, that sort of that was a shot through the heart, because I'm very sure that people use this to find channels. So,
yeah.
So they've totally screwed up the regionality. They've totally screwed up, as far as I can tell, the channels that are actually showing up here, because like some of these, like, see, Samsung Mobile's here now that we're here. Apple's here, Google's here. And I mean, that's the thing about Samsung too, is it's like, I guess I shouldn't necessarily be that butthurt about it, because if they left out Samsung, who's one of Google's key partners, like key strategic partners for the future of Android, then it's probably not something where they were like, oh yeah, well, that Linus Tech Tips guy, I think we'll just pull him out. But I think it's just, that's how broken the algorithm is. I mean, Ray William Johnson's in 3 different categories, and I'm not in the tech category. It's like, well, what are you guys doing over there?
I'm like, well, Ray should definitely be in at least one, but still.
But only one!
Yeah,
you don't get to be in like 6 different categories. It's like, so if I make one video about makeup, and I have 200,000 subscribers, should I demand to be under makeup because I have a bunch of subscribers? Like, I know it's ambiguous sometimes, but jeez. I mean, there's stuff in here that isn't tech. The Slow-Mo Guys is not a tech channel. And here it is, it's listed under tech. I don't understand how that makes any sense whatsoever. So there. I hope that wasn't too boring for you guys. I hope you guys found it interesting. That is my take on how friggin' broken YouTube's new horrible layout is. Here, let's go to, actually, this is another one. Oh. Okay, so we'll go look at an actual video now.
Pause it.
Pause what? Oh, yeah, right, thank you. Good work. So we'll go look at an actual video. Maximize, there we go. So we got all this blank space over here. That's not that bad. I read the comments on my videos. I really do. I think a lot of YouTubers don't, and I think they're missing out. Because
I read them too.
Yep. It's a great way to find out what the audience actually thinks of your content. When I click all comments, do you like how much of my screen I'm using now? We're down to like 1/3. And on the monitor that I have that I usually read comments on, it's 2560 by 1440, which means I'm using 1/4 of the monitor, because it just mashes everything over to that corner, and it's absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, how much do I like the new YouTube layout? Not a whole huggy lot here. Sorry, let's go ahead and kill that. Sorry, that ended up being like my tirade and not so much sort of a conversation between us, but I'm sorry for that.
No, that's fine.
But yeah,
I hadn't checked it out way too much, so
I'm super lamad.
No.
Okay, is Slick otaku?
I didn't know what that meant until I had to ask one of my friends at school. I'm still not entirely in full understanding of it, but it means like huge fan of anime.
Oh, okay.
I watched one.
I need to eat, so go ahead. You're got the chair. We'll switch sides in the bed again.
I watched one.
I pre-warmed it for you.
Which, oh god. Which, as some people figured out from some of the videos, my background on my laptop, it's Sword Art Online. One of my friends drew that picture. That's why it's the background on my laptop. But anyways. If it's any consolation, you came up first page. If it's any consolation, you come up on first page when you search for tech.
Search for tech. Okay, see that I don't know. I didn't see. All I saw was the recommended channels. Anyway, I'm eating now, so go ahead. You
Right.
handle it.
You gotta pay Google to be there. I've heard about search ranking stuff where you have to pay them, but I don't suspect that that guy with 5,000 subscribers got there because of that. Unbox Therapy was there. On international. I don't think it was there on Canada.
No.
No? Not on international?
Yes, international. No, Canada. Even though he's based out of Toronto.
Right, okay. What is the final platform for the forum? vBulletin. Yeah.
We paid for it already when you guys were sending your recommendations, so we're not changing it now.
And vBulletin's good. We're going with vBulletin. Please talk about Intel already. Only 30 minutes left.
Okay, get started.
So I'll just bring it up. Okay. Intel released a statement saying that they will...
Oh, well, I'm still eating, but whatever.
Intel released a statement saying that they're committed to LGA, although it was fairly kind of airy. It wasn't like down to the point like, oh, 1155 tier and 2011 tier will always be LGA, blah, 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 as we were all kind of hoping. It was more just there will always be a socket. So that could easily mean that exactly what we were saying before, where they're getting rid of the 1155 tier, could happen. Although
Explain tiers.
So there's
we used to have one socket, guys. Remember, we used to have LGA 775, LGA 771, which was server only.
Now it's just like workstation and really, really high-end enthusiast, which is 2011 tier, and then like average consumer, average gamer, not even average gamer, pretty much every gamer, which is 1155 tier.
And you know what? They've done that very gracefully. Because when they first introduced the dual socket system, they launched the new processors on 1366, and for quite a while, if you didn't want to buy 1366 enthusiast class platform, you were still stuck with 775. Then finally, 1156 rolled out and kind of caught up to the point where they were very close.
Yeah.
And then over the last almost, 4 or 5 years now, Intel has slowly de-emphasized having the gamers and enthusiasts on that higher end platform to the point where when's the last time you saw a gaming rig that's not like just sort of a because I can rig with
Right.
like a 6-core, but like a properly optimized gaming rig that's got a 2011 motherboard in it?
No one really, because everyone that I know, if they're building a 2011 system and they're a gamer, it's also because they're like a programmer or a systems guy or something where they want to run VMs. That's the main reason why I actually see people run 2011 boards, is because they want to run VMs. Because all the RAM, all the additional processing power, threads, everything is really, really helpful for VMs. But yeah, pretty much anyone I know that's like, yeah, I'm a gamer, it's just 1155. Which means that that really common socket is still under threat, realistically, because Intel hasn't completely cleared it. AMD was like, sockets all the way! And they released this huge press thing about how all the rumors surrounding Intel and all that kind of stuff, they just didn't care and we're always going to support the do-it-yourself enthusiasts, which is awesome. That's really cool. But Intel is still, even though they released a statement saying that they're dedicated to sockets, I think they were dedicated to sockets anyways, because if you move away from sockets, the big server guys are
Yeah.
not really going to be okay with that.
Lol.
Like, at all. So they're still definitely going to support
And when you look at
sockets.
supercomputer projects like, crap, what's that one that just rolled out all those Teslas? And Antec did an article about it.
I don't know the name
I don't
of it.
remember, but they
they
upgraded-
constantly swap them.
They upgraded all their CPUs at the same time.
Yeah, they have, like,
Yeah.
guys whose job it is to just, like, mass socket swap CPUs. So, like, they weren't going to just ditch it, and they're basically just saying, yeah, we're not going to just completely ditch it, but no total promises on the whole idea. So they could still roll out the 1155 tier and go with BGA, but
I would argue AMD didn't have any choice but to say that. I mean, you look at how they've behaved. Like, yes, they could kind of go like, rah, rah, rah. We support overclockers. We have unlocked CPUs. We have this. We have that. But, okay. Look at back when they were riding high. They had one unlocked CPU. It cost $1,000. Okay. You look at how long it took them to roll out that unlocking all the way down. I think, what was the original? I think it was a Phenom X4. We finally got a black edition.
yeah.
Or was it an original Phenom? What were the original Phenoms? Was there a 940 black?
I'm not sure.
I think there might have been a 940. I can't remember. I'm sorry, I can't remember, but it took quite a while until we got to the point where anything other than the flagship, whatever price that was coming in at, was unlocked. To where now, every FX is unlocked, down all the way down to like $100 and whatever dollars.
Yeah, but that's also a bit of theme.
Yeah, but it's a theme that they had to implement.
Yeah.
They didn't have a choice.
Right.
So, I mean, it's all fine and good for them to say, you know, rah, 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 we're supporting the socket, rah, 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 we're supporting overclocking and modding and all that, but what else can they say at this point?
Well,
Oh, discussion topic, though. And this was something that I tweeted about already. Do you know what an Athlon MP is?
no.
Oh, okay. Can I take my last bite first?
Yeah,
Okay, should I ask them?
probably.
Guys, can I just do this?
They said no.
My hands are covered in glue.
That's kind of gross, actually.
So,
No, 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 no. That's disgusting. Learn how to eat. Move. My goodness.
I need toilet paper.
That's actually. How did you even
For my
manage that?
hands,
How
not
did,
for that.
No, but how did you manage to get all of that all over your hand?
Because I put the wrap down in the plate that already had the drippings from the last wrap I ate. So the outside of it was covered in grease.
You know, like, you just, after you make it, you flip it over and then it doesn't drip out.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. So, yeah, we all know AMD's sort of, you know, hard times right now and all that.
And, like, okay, jumping back a little bit, you can
Fine.
say, yeah, they had to say that, but they still said it, and you can't just completely devalue something because you see that it was necessary.
Yes, I can. If I have, like, that axe to your throat and I say, tell me you think I'm, like, hot and sexy and awesome and funny, and you say that, do I believe you?
No.
I would argue AMD has an axe to their throat right now. Have you seen their stock price?
No.
They're
I'm sure it's horrible.
They're going to be a penny stock in no time. So, yeah. They're come on.
Still, they've been taking that angle before. It isn't exactly new. And, like, you're saying the unlock processor thing, but that was a whole market slow movement. Intel was pretty slow about that, too.
Yeah, they were slow about it, but they were selling plenty of CPUs at the time. Like, when Intel rolled out K-series, they didn't have to.
Right.
Whereas when AMD was doing it, they had to. So who do I trust more inherently here?
Right, but it's also been a really, really long time.
Yeah, it took a long time. Okay, right. So the artificial locking of multipliers goes way back to the Barton days. That was when AMD started doing it. In fact, early 2500 pluses were unlocked, and later 2500 pluses weren't. When I resold my first DIY computer I built for myself had a 2500 plus, and when I sold it, I actually got more than I paid for it because it was an older unlocked one, and AMD had started locking multipliers. So guys, in case you don't know this, locking the multiplier is an artificial thing that's done. It is a product differentiation strategy that allows them to sell something for more when the product actually isn't any different. So they both do it. And there's a lot of stuff that's like that. Things like cache. Your 3930K has just as much cache on it as a 3970X, but they've turned off some of it or it was defective or whatever else. Okay. So multiplier unlocking. Here's another artificial limitation. So any CPU these days, whether it's from Intel or AMD, has all of the key communication bus built right into the CPU, whether it's a front side bus or a hypertransport or a QPI or whatever else. So what they've been doing since before my day, so a little bit before Athlon XP, is they've been artificially limiting the ability for two sockets in a motherboard to communicate with each other.
Yeah.
So great examples of this are things like Skull Trail,
Yeah.
things like EVGA SR2 and SRX, where the only CPUs that work in these configurations are Xeons, or the only CPUs that work in a dual CPU configuration are Opterons. And you know what? I think it's time for us all to just call BS on that, because there's so many applications that scale well with cores now, and I'm not talking games, no gaming here, but 3D rendering, video editing, After Effects, all this kind of stuff scales incredibly well with cores. We can build awesome multi-core CPUs these days that have great single-threaded performance, and we've got both AMD and Intel basically giving us the old, it's the wrong finger, but you get the point. If we actually want to just take two CPUs on the cheap, throw them in a machine, and go, okay, I don't care about single-thread performance that much. I want two lower clock CPUs, and I want them to just be like wicked fast for some kind of, maybe I want to run a bunch of virtual machines. Again,
yeah, I was actually just saying, dedicating an entire
That's right.
CPU to like 2 virtual machines would be amazing.
We have desktop platforms now that are capable of 64 gigs of RAM. I was running that in the one behind you. If I could throw 2 CPUs in there for a total of 12 cores, or even 2 cheap quad cores for a total of 8 cores, like, friggin' awesome, right? That's like, what's that? Like 8 gigs of RAM per core that you could run virtual machines on.
That would bring back a, like, weird performance scramble that we haven't really seen in like custom computers in a really long time.
Right. Okay. So the Athlon MP was a cheapo Athlon CPU, not a server grade CPU, that actually had like a cheapo dual socket platform. Remember, this is socket A, that was capable of running 2 CPUs. I remember seeing one in London Drugs. This is before I was into DIY, when I thought shopping at London Drugs was a good idea for computer stuff. And it occurred to me the other day, it's like, okay, well, TDPs are going down. So in terms of board design limitations, it shouldn't really be anything that complicated, because we don't have to deal with these hot CPUs anymore. Core counts and single-threaded performance continue to go up. Why not enable this? If AMD, AMD needs to sell CPUs to enthusiasts, which they can't do right now. They need to sell more CPUs, which they can't do right now. They need to gain back some mind share with something other than an empty press release about, something that they had to say anyway. Because realistically, what were they going to do? It's like, yeah, we're committed to the socket because that's on their roadmap. Probably because they didn't think of it first.
And wait, AMD actually only said until 2014.
So there you go. And 2014 is, I think, that's when PileDriver is supposed to last till. So they haven't even committed an AM4 socket or anything like that. So
Intel did the same thing.
Yeah. So if they wanted to basically go, look, we care about this again, give us a multi-processor capable desktop platform. Why not?
I don't know.
Because a Phenom 2, or an FX rather, an FX 8 series, is good enough for gaming from a single core perspective. Whereas, like, any affordable Xeon is clocked at like 2.3 gigahertz, like it's slow. Yeah. Whereas you could overclock these things because they're FXs. I mean, they tried to do this with 4x4 or whatever that ended up getting called.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It was 4x4 at first, that dual FX, dual core thing.
Yeah.
But in that case, they made the platform so expensive, and like the CPUs were so power hungry, and blah 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 blah. Like make it a cheap chipset. Cheap chipset. Let guys like Asus, Gigabyte, MSI come to market with cheapo motherboards that can take 2 sockets. It's fast enough for gaming, and you would just have like horsepower to just throw at whatever you could. You could never slow down that system. You throw a couple SSDs in there in RAID. You throw a couple like wicked graphics cards in there. There is nothing that system couldn't do. It would be a folding monster. Like,
I think the reason why they don't is maybe you get a rush in sales right away.
Well, it might hurt Opteron in the long run.
But that's what I mean. But then you've got that system that can do everything. And you've got the problem which we have right now.
But
which
we're
is
already there.
Oh, I know. But
like, we're already there.
You would just make it worse, though.
But at least they could sell 2 CPUs to every person who upgrades their computer instead of 1.
Right.
I
But
mean,
like, we've got the problem where everyone is running a 260 or everyone is running an 8800. And they just don't care because it still runs everything. Like, some guy asked me, I don't remember exactly what games he listed, but he's like, what graphics card will run this, all fine? I'm like...
Take your pick?
Yeah, like, whatever you want, man. I was like, 260. because I know from personal experience, because I used to run a 260. Some guy that comments on a lot of my stuff was named his graphics card, and he's like, I've been running this forever, and it runs everything. And I'm like, yup. Like, yeah, good job. But, like, at the same time, like, okay, CryEngine 3.
Ah, I'm so excited for CryEngine 3.
But the specs have been released.
I know, those
Minimum
look
hardware
good.
specs. They do, but everyone's like, oh, look at the minimum requirement. It's not that high.
Yeah, but
realistically, it's going to be trash.
Okay,
It's going to be absolutely trash.
I mean, have you run Crysis 1 at minimum details?
It's horrible.
It looks like Halo 1.
It's terrible.
Like,
and you
here.
still lag like crazy. It doesn't even matter. Like, minimum spec does not equate what you should actually be running it at. And that's one thing I think people don't really care about.
And what I love about that too, this is the best part, is that the baller recommended spec
680.
is maximum stuff.
Yeah.
Which basically means it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Because if there was something better, they'd probably go with that. I think when Crysis was released, it was
and CryEngine 3 is supposed to scale too, right?
yes.
So if you throw in, like, their high-end performance ones, they're like, oh, 680 or equivalent. If you throw 2 in, it's going to scale up.
So here, guys, this is what Crysis called for back when it was released. So it asked for minimum system requirements, like a 6800 GT or greater, 9800 Pro. It was asking for, which is was not that great of a card back then. And then recommended, it was asking for an 8800 DTS,
And that would
640, which
that would cry running that game.
yes,
I
that
had
would get crushed.
I had
running
an
that game.
8800 GTS running it. I had a Gigabyte
Yes.
8800 GTS, and I tried to run Crysis, and just
Medium settings, maybe.
even
Not
on
even
medium,
1080p.
even on medium,
Yeah.
and I was running 1080p. So on
Yeah.
medium settings, it
No.
just balled its
Okay,
eyes out.
crushed. So I am super hopeful about Crysis 3. I mean, people were tweeting me. They're like, oh, we saw the Crysis 3 specs, and oh, it doesn't look like it's going to be... Oh, yeah, it's going to be demanding. I'm super excited.
I can't wait until I need to upgrade that 480.
And I love how they have 4 different tiers. It's like minimum, something, something, like maximum or something. And you're like, even once you start getting into recommended, it starts asking for pretty good hardware. So, and not to mention, like, there's going to be there's going to be mods for it in all likelihood. If they're sticking to what they said, where it's going to be a proper PC title. So, yeah, people are going to find ways to amp up the textures and everything else.
Well, Star Citizen.
Star Citizen, so other
Modded
games...
servers. Modded whole servers.
Other games running the engine could even bring more to... I mean, remember, this is just an FPS with some jungle or something. You want, like, a friggin' universe running the engine, you're probably going to need some more horsepower.
Well, Eve isn't that hard to run in the universe.
Well, yeah, but it's also not running CryEngine 3.
I agree.
So...
And I think the action bits... I think the action bits of Star Citizen are going to be a little bit more intense than...
Do you know he played Eve for years?
Yeah. I love Eve.
We should all just yell at him.
Eve's good. Eve is good. Eve is good. Just because you can't handle it doesn't mean it's a bad game. Boo all you want. Eve is good.
Whatever, man.
I've been thinking about getting back into it.
Oh, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
No.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. It's not worth it, man. You know it's not worth it.
I know, but I just...
You're gonna have a full-time job soon, so yeah. Okay, we talked about Intel. We talked about the YouTube layout.
There was AC.
Wireless AC. So we were playing around with our first wireless AC router and client in the Tech Tips lab today, and well, how'd it go?
It's kind of terribly. Yeah. We tested a 1 gigabyte file transfer, and it took
About 30% longer, 20% longer.
Took N plus a minute and a half.
N450
N450.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. N450 it took a minute and a half.
on the same router, on the AC router.
Yeah, and then on AC it took 2
minutes.
It was like
2:20?
158 or 159 or
Yeah.
something like that.
So this was an AC router that was 1200 AC 450N.
Yeah.
So in theory, it should have been 3 times faster, but we were using, what was our actual dongle? 1200 or something, right?
1200.
So in theory, 1200. So it should have been 3 times faster, almost.
Oh, yeah. Almost.
Almost.
Not quite,
2.5 times faster. So that was not our experience with it. So I guess the real question is now the time to upgrade to an AC router? Because, bearing in mind, that AC router with maybe better clients are coming that will support, like more clients are coming. Because right now you almost can't buy anything with AC. There's like some media bridges. There's this one USB adapter. And that's another funny thing is like, pop quiz, what is the maximum throughput of USB 2? You don't remember, do you?
Is it 480?
Yeah, 480 megabit per second. So if I'm going to be like, yeah, wireless AC.
I didn't realize you were asking me.
Yeah, them, you, doesn't matter. Yeah, AC, 1200 megabit per second on a USB adapter.
Because it came with USB 2, which was just flabbergasting. Like,
so okay, so like real clients. I mean, that might have been the problem. I don't know. I don't think it was, but
I seriously don't.
I don't
it was slower. It doesn't really make any sense.
But there's a lot of overhead.
Still.
Yeah.
It's slower by 30 seconds on a scale of 2 minutes.
Okay.
That's pretty bad.
Okay. So right. Better clients are probably coming. More clients are probably coming. The router's obviously not crap because those were pretty good end speeds, if I recall correctly. But is now the time to upgrade because you can still get an AC router that is a good end access point. So if you're buying a new router today, do you buy AC?
Personally, no.
Okay, why?
EA 4500.
Oh, I know. You love the EA4. I love the EA 4500 too.
Everyone should love the EA 4500.
It's like $200 though.
It's amazing. A Black Friday sale, it was like 140.
Was it really?
I was really tempted.
That's a really good deal.
I know.
You already have a 3500.
I know.
Don't just buy extra routers.
I didn't.
How many times have we been through this? He wanted to buy a new keyboard just to have one that's loud and one that's quiet.
I'm probably still going to.
Oh, you're killing me here. Okay, well, what if your phone supported AC? Which it doesn't. I mean, hopefully phones are coming soon, but then what?
I'd want to see the actual effective throughput. Because if it's kind of like what we saw in the office, then no.
I had an interesting conversation with Linksys where they basically said that there was one out of a big box chain. I'm not going to say who it was, but it was like Future Shop, Best Buy, Staples. Like it was one of those guys. Out of a big box chain, there was one store that had their return rate for tablets was like 1/3 of all the other stores. And when asked, how the heck are you getting people to keep their tablets? Because it's big box. People just buy this stuff and they're like, oh, Android, I can't figure it out. They take it back, right? They were like, oh, well, when people come back, we just ask them, when's the last time you updated your router? And when they upgrade to an M router, they have a way better experience with it. They don't find it so slow, and they end up keeping them. And my response to that was, my iPhone 4 has wireless N. And when I actually just do like, oh, my battery ran out because you people tweeted me too much. When I actually do just like a raw file transfer, it peaks around 1 megabyte, 1.2 megabytes per second. Have you tested your Galaxy S3?
If I'm transferring to my computer, I do it through a cable.
Through a cable.
Because it's better for your battery to charge your phone through your computer, not a wall plug. So I always charge it through my computer anyways.
Okay. Okay then. So would you make...
So no, I...
Okay, well fine. So 1 megabyte per second, what's that translate to in sort of 8
megabit?
Yeah, so that's about 8 megabit. Which means even after all the overhead, there's really no reason why wireless G shouldn't be fast enough for that. And I mean, the tablet stat I'm talking about is from like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. Or like whenever Tegra 2 launched.
Yeah.
So whenever that was, a year ago? Whatever. So something ago. And I would make the argument, a couple of things. So number one is that wireless G should have been plenty fast. Number two is that there shouldn't have really been any processor in any tablet at that time that was that much faster than what's in here.
Well, okay. To add to this argument, maybe that's why, maybe that's a huge part of the reason why WRT54G lasted so long with better firmware.
Right.
With Tomato. Because people could make it good enough.
Right.
That's fine. And G has really, really good range, too.
I know.
G has amazing range.
That's another thing about AC. AC relies on 5 gigahertz, which means less interference, but actually less range as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And I already drop wireless in my house using wireless N all the time.
If you can get in range, though,
then
5 gigahertz is like primo. Yeah. Absolutely primo. I love 5
But
gigahertz.
you can get 5 gigahertz N.
Yeah, which is what I'm running at home right now.
Right. So that's not a strong argument for AC either. So anyway, I would make the argument that if I can only do 1 megabyte per second sustained throughput on this guy over wireless, and this is like at a reasonable distance from my access point. Like I'm not right next to it, but I'm also not 8 rooms over either. I don't think there's anything yet in a mobile handheld that's more, 3 times faster than this? So that would give us maximum, like 3 megabytes per second throughput. And if you're getting 3 megs per second on your phone, and we're not talking artificial speed test, I'm actually downloading a file from my server to my phone on Wi-Fi.
I wish I had more, because I can't even really say anything because I haven't done like actual legit file transfers.
Right.
And I haven't timed any downloads over LTE, but I've had stuff come down pretty freaking fast.
Let's have people on Twitter see if they just totally disagree with me. No one's talking about it. Oh, we can. This is a good Q&A question. We'll cover that one after. So, okay, I would make the argument that wireless AC will do absolutely nothing for phones because wireless N, like wireless N one antenna is already 150 megabit. So even if your phone is 3 times faster than this one, that means still you're talking 25 megabit or so. Real world is all you really need.
Were you doing a file transfer from your own PC?
Yeah.
Okay.
From my home server.
I just feel
Not
like
the bottleneck.
I want to actually try this. Maybe we should do a video on it sometime or something.
Okay.
Because I haven't tried it at all with my phone, so I don't really want to comment.
So, I don't know. I don't know what's going to drive AC adoption, because what seems to me that people complain about for wireless is mostly range, reliability. So AC will address some reliability, but you could just as easily do that with a 5 gigahertz wireless N.
Oh, yeah.
And range is not going to be helped by AC. Speed would be another one, but based on our experience, it's not there yet in terms of like the hardware.
We're also in like pre-draft range.
Yes.
So.
And I mean, the chipsets run so hot and consume so much power. It's going to be a while before we see it properly implemented on like ultrabooks and phones, which are the most Wi-Fi reliant platforms.
Yeah.
I would argue that the processor in your phone, and sometime in the next, it'll take maybe another 3, 4, 5 years before it even remotely requires AC speeds. I mean, it's not usually my thing, minus tech tips, to be like, yeah, you really don't need this, yeah. But when it comes to...
But at the same time, okay, yeah.
We have to be realistic about it.
Yeah. AC, maybe not. But at the same time, I think it is realistic for people to look into options like EA 4500 instead of their like random green stripe kind of trashy router that they just buy because they think it's going to do the job. Like, there is legitimately way better experiences than you're having right now.
Right.
Because I'm sure most of the people watching do not have something like an EA 4500.
And Slick's coming from a very heavy usage household. I mean, if it's like 2 people, then you know what? Use the stupid wireless router that came with your with your modem, because who cares?
Yeah.
But I mean, how many people are in your house right now?
We've got 4 people, all of which are gamers. There's a lot of file transfers that happen, a lot of watching streams, a lot of gaming, a lot of...
And on a residential, just normal internet connection, your router actually makes a huge, huge difference.
Yeah.
So any multi-person household, I could see it making a big difference.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's wrap up with a little Q&A. I actually didn't realize it's almost 11 o'clock. So,
oh, wow.
Like, wow. So great question from Fade. Why is it better to charge your battery over USB? Well, okay, they're all over USB, but why is it better to charge your battery from your computer versus from the AC wall outlet? Take it away.
When you plug your phone into the wall compared to... When you plug it into a computer, you might notice it charges slower. That's actually a good thing, because when you trickle charge something, it keeps its total capacity for a longer period of time. So over a year, your total capacity of your battery is going to go down. But if you trickle charge it, say through a computer, which isn't exactly trickle charging, but it's more trickle charging than plugging it into a wall.
Slower.
Yeah, it'll hold that total capacity at least better than when you plug it into a wall. If you're plugging into a wall all the time, it's just throwing so much power at it at all points in time that your total capacity actually, there's graphs for it online, you can look this up, will kind of be okay for a little while, but then will tank really, really hard.
Now, modern batteries handle it better
Yep.
than older batteries, but it's still a factor. And something else that this is just my sort of common sense alarm going off. I don't know if there's any validity to this, but okay, think about the power that's being delivered over this medium. So for USB, you've got it going through. So you got your AC power, which is going into hopefully a UPS. but probably not, but into a computer power supply, which has very strict regulations in terms of the voltage fluctuations and all of that, which is then going through your motherboard, which is regulating again. You're getting 5 volts, come hell or high water, to that device, which charges off 5 volts. Now, whether you bought an iPhone or a cheapo phone or a Samsung phone, the reality of it is that little power brick you have, they optimized it for 2 things, space savings and cost. Someone in Xinjiang, China or somewhere is making that adapter at a spec of space and cost and not necessarily at a spec of exactly the right output voltage or no fluctuation whatsoever. A power supply is an incredibly complex piece of electronics. And think about it. Why is it that your power supply for your computer costs $100 and this thing costs like, 30 cents to make? Which one is giving you cleaner power to your sensitive electronic device? I would argue probably the computer.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's any truth to that, but it's just sort of...
It's just... Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay, I have the Apple aluminum keyboard. People buying multiple keyboards for their acoustics. Ashley Craddock. Is there any good aftermarket air coolers for the 7970 Core Edition? You know what? I really just don't recommend aftermarket graphics card coolers anymore.
I would just block it.
Yeah, get a water block or get a good graphics card in the first place. You should use your own router, the Extreme Computing. That's a decent router. I hate that it's not possible to just a page and post something just by typing something and it will automatically find the box.
What? I hate that it's not possible to just...
Okay, moving along.
Yeah.
Angel, if you could only use one OS, would you stay with Windows 7 or Windows 8? You know what? We did an episode today that's going to be up hopefully soon where we added the start menu to Windows 8. And I thought I didn't miss it, and then I was sure I missed it, and then I thought maybe I could get used to not having it, and then we put it in, and I was like, yeah, this helps. Windows 8 is snappier. It has more up-to-date functionality like storage spaces. It's quick. It's just better. And then you add start menu to it, and the one on ninite.com, you can add the XP, the Vista, or the classic start menu to it, and you can change all the options. It's very customizable.
You can go to like what is the little button called? View all options or something?
Yes.
And you get like 2 complete rows of toolbar
tabs that are full of like customization.
It's kind of amazing. It's really good.
Yeah, it's awesome. People who played Crysis 3 Alpha must not tell you anything about it. But if they were allowed 7970 Ultra 27, but if they... Oh, interesting. Interesting point, Xaver. He's saying he can't tell us anything about the FPS, but if he could, then that would be very surprising.
Right.
Zonar DX for 20 bucks. About a 1mm gap from the graphics card fan. I would recommend finding another slot if you can. I've been thinking about getting back into Eve as well. Guys, don't do it. Yeah, see, DS Barlow, don't do it. Don't do it. Gelid wings are awesome. I use those on my front radiator in my system. And they undervolt really well. Yes, Zach. Okay, fine. Last conversation topic. Fan specs that matter. Okay, so CFM and static pressure, these are both important things. Noise, these are important things. But for me, those take a secondary role to how gracefully they undervolt. Remember, there's a lot more to a fan's noise signature, its noise characteristics, than just how much noise it makes on a decibel meter. Okay? Think about that for a minute. Because if there's like a versus a which one's more annoying? If there's like a very obnoxious, whereas if it's just a low hum, those could both read exactly the same on a sound meter, but in actuality, some of them are much more annoying than others.
That's why I'm kind of a really big fan of Gentle Typhoons.
Air penetrators are good too.
I'm not. Yeah.
Did you ever try air penetrators?
No, I did.
Okay.
I really like them.
F-Series Noctua. Oh.
Also very good.
Gelid wings.
I cannot stand the beige and brown. I love Noctua and like NHD 14s. I've put them in so many systems, but then they're just, why are you beige and brown? Like, they look okay in C70s, because they give it, like, a weird military camo kind of look, and it's kind of cool. But other than that, it's just like,
This is their old color scheme. It actually wasn't quite as bad.
That's not nearly as bad.
This is from back when their first heatsink launched, before they even had a pressure fan. So it's more of a white, And
not
it's a
nearly as
darker
bad.
brown, whereas now it's kind of a reddy brown.
Yeah,
And it's like...
it's like a kind of weirder beige too.
Yeah. Yeah, they've actually done quite a few revisions on the colors. I've seen them over the years.
Yeah,
They've changed a fair bit.
But like air penetrators, gentle typhoons, all these like the sound that you get from
Yeah.
them, even if it's a little bit loud, like if you're running some fast ones and you're not downvolting them or anything, it's just like a whooshy air sound.
Yeah.
Like you just kind of hear the airflow. You don't necessarily hear a ticking or a buzz or anything like that, which is great.
And a lot of people ask me about, like, oh, what's a good fan to buy? This one's got really good pressure or whatever it is. Linus, I see you never recommend this fan, but it's got really good specs. It performs really good. Usually, you know, I take sort of, if I don't have anything nice to say, I don't really say anything at all approach about products. So if you see me recommending Gelid Wings, Gentle Typhoons, Air Penetrators, and what was the last one I like? Oh, right, Noctua F Series. Oh. If you see me recommending those, just buy them. Don't ask me if this other one is good, because I'm going to be like, it's okay. Because it is. It's probably fine. It's a fan. I mean, it's a motor and like blades and it moves air. I mean, it's not like rocket science. But there's usually a reason that I'm recommending a specific fan over something else.
And I'm not, okay, I need to like make sure. I'm not trashing on Noctua at all. I love their fans. I'm just not a huge fan of the, I'm not a huge fan. Oh my god.
Yeah, you're fired.
I'm not a huge fan of the color scheme, that's all. Other than that, they're absolutely amazing.
I mean, some fans, really good specs, really good noise, you know, really good pressure, don't undervolt gracefully. So what that means is they'll have some ticking or some buzzing or some PWM noise. Ah, that's one. Sometimes fans, if you control them with PWM, they just crap the bed and they hate it. And they'll make whining noises like coil whine. So guys, the fans I recommend, just buy them and be happy. Don't ask me about other ones. I think that's pretty much it. Thank you for the tuning in tonight. Look at that. I think we had 2,200 people at the peak tonight.
Yeah.
That's very good. I think is that a best?
I think that's a tie for the first time I came on.
So what, you're going to just give all the credit to yourself now?
No.
Do I need to remind you this is called Linus Tech Channel?
I was using that as like a point in time. How else am I supposed to specify?
You're fired.
That's 3 times.
He's
today.
so fired. No, I think that's 4.
No. There's one on the stairway,
Yeah.
and then there's one when we first started live stream, and then now.
No, I fired you twice in the last, like, 30 seconds.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
They were separate. They were discrete firings.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
4 times.
All right, actually, there's one more Twitter question that I liked here.
I do have a 480,
That was the one.
Christopher. Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
Slick
okay.
has a 480.
Yeah, I have a 480.
Okay, C70 or go half XB. Max Payne 3 also has top products as recommended. Okay. Older generation can still run... Why would you even ask a question like that? Which older generation graphics card can still run modern games like Battlefield 3? Good ones?
My 260 before I got rid of it ran Battlefield 3, but would kind of get upset at certain points in time.
If I mailed you a 2600 Pro and a 6600 GT, would you send me a random card in return? It wouldn't be random, but it'd be something crappier than those for sure. Let's do that trade. I love that I don't even have to commit to like, what I'm going to send him. Could AMD
Just
go bankrupt? They'd get bought.
Yeah.
Well, we went over quite a bit tonight what we want AMD to do.
Yeah.
We talked a lot about Intel last week, so I want to upgrade from 1156, and I can't decide between 1155 or FM2. Get 1155! If one person yawns, you do it too. Lol. Yeah, I know.
I do that so
I
much.
built my first machine when I was 12. You're around my age then. Okay. Oh no. Okay.
Careful.
Well, here we're
Careful.
gonna wrap up with this.
Careful. Just get ready to close it.
Okay, that's not too bad. It's not too inappropriate. All right. Good night, everybody.
Bye, guys.